John Sullivan. I'm from Salt Lake City, Utah. My group is Insurgents USA. We about to burn this shit down. We out there strapped. We out there ready to burn that down. We out there to defend ourselves. We gotta defend ourselves now too. We do. Because power to the people. We gotta rip Trump out of that office right over there. Pull him out that shit. Nah, we ain't about waiting until the next election. We about to go get that motherfucker. I ain't about that shit. Because you know what time it is? I want y'all to be after me. It's time for a revolution. It's time for a revolution. It's time for a revolution.
Radical leftist news organizations are under scrutiny after apparently paying Antifa member and left-wing extremist John Sullivan for video footage he captured while breaching the Capitol on January 6th. CNN, NBC, and an Australian media corporation known as ABC paid Sullivan over $70,000 for use of the video he shot inside the Capitol building. That's according to new court documents, including invoices filed by Sullivan's defense attorney, which reveal that both CNN and NBC paid Sullivan $35,000 each, while ABC paid him over $2,300. It should be noted that Sullivan, who is 26, is facing criminal charges for violent entry, civil disorder, and disorderly conduct for his actions last month. Sullivan's own footage clearly shows him participating in the violence on January 6th and even encouraging others to go along with him, calling on them to burn the building down. Sullivan was also the one who filmed the tragic shooting of Ashley Babbitt, later exploiting that footage of her death to sell to CNN and NBC. Despite Sullivan's extremist ties, CNN then invited the self-proclaimed Antifa member onto their network for an interview following the January 6th protests. I reached out to CNN for comment on this story, but so far, they haven't replied. It's also strange that CNN had an entire and very official legal contract for John Sullivan completely drafted and ready to go on January 6th, which was also signed by Sullivan that same day. Legal documents usually take some time to prepare, and the fact that CNN had theirs ready to go that morning suggests the network had already arranged to work with Sullivan well before January 6th. And although Sullivan has repeatedly used his online platform to instigate and organize violent activity, a judge ruled on Tuesday that he will not be banned from using social media sites like Twitter and Facebook. So, while President Trump, who made every effort to prevent the riots, was banned from social media, Sullivan, who prosecutors say literally incited the riots, is allowed to remain. Sullivan is also the founder of Insurgents USA, a radical anti-police movement formed after the death of George Floyd. Even the Justice Department has pointed out that Sullivan positioned himself at the front of, quote, multiple confrontations with officers at multiple locations and made gleeful exhortations about burning and breaking things. Prosecutors say that Insurgents USA was absolutely the method Sullivan used to commit his acts of violence, even calling it a resource for rioters. They said that, quote, under the guise of journalism, Sullivan engaged in and incited violent activity.
My name's John Sullivan. I'm from Salt Lake City, Utah. My group is Insurgents USA. We about to burn this shit down. We out there strapped. We out there ready to burn that down. We out there to defend ourselves. We gotta defend ourselves now too. We do. Because power to the people. We gotta rip Trump out of that office right over there. Pull him out that shit. Nah, we ain't about waiting until the next election. We about to go get that motherfucker. I ain't about that shit. Because you know what time it is? I want y'all to be after me. It's time for a revolution. It's time for a revolution. It's time for a revolution.
And yet, not only is this man allowed to continue using social media sites to spread his messages of hate and violence, but conspiracy theorist networks like CNN and NBC are happy to pay Sullivan for his part in inciting these riots. If prosecutors are correct and Sullivan is proven to have instigated these riots, and CNN and NBC indeed coordinated with Sullivan well in advance of his activities at the Capitol, then it raises the question, did these networks directly finance the bloodshed that took place on January 6th? For One American News, I'm Pearson Sharp.